Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do basic electrolysis of salt water, regular iodized table salt water, into what I would call sort of a mixture of lye, copper chloride, and also producing some hydrogen and oxygen gas, along with possibly some chlorine gas, chloride gas, which isn't great. First you're going to want to get some water and some salt. And it's going to mix some regular table salt in with this water. It also did just occur to me that it's iodized table salt, which means there is probably iodine inside the salt as well, which is going to make a whole bunch of other compounds, possibly even changing everything completely. So I'm not entirely sure exactly what we're making here, but this is what happens when you do electrolysis of basic salt water using table salt. So first we're going to take the wires out first. We're going to get our little glass container here, and we're just going to pour the salt water in here, pour it all in. As you can see, we should have a nice looking salty mix of saline, just a fancy word for salt water. We can set this down, and this is going to turn green very fast, even possibly brown if we do this for long enough. As you can see, I've already used these terminals a bit, and one of them has gone completely black and is beginning to eat away. So I'm going to be using copper terminals for this thing. I'm just going to use a regular household appliance cable. We're going to drop the wires down in here with the power turned off to start with. And then I'm just going to talk a little bit about the power supply I'm using. So first we've got two wall adapters that I've got plugged in. Both are 12 volts, one is 2 amps, one is 4 amps. We've connected them in series, that just means negative to positive. And we're going to be contacting one of the terminals. We're going to turn this from 24 volts, the two 12 volt sources, into 36 volts, which is going to give us a nicer output by connecting this up to a car battery. So we're just going to go ahead and, if I can just grab this properly, just go ahead and touch them together, making sure not to touch the actual terminals because that would be rather painful. And as you can see, we've got a nice little spark there. And the process has begun, and the 36 volt power source that's using the car battery and the two wall outlets is actually so powerful that you can audibly hear the bubbling noises of the water in the flask. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's already turning a green-yellow type colour, which I believe is the formation of copper chloride. That's the copper in the wire terminals mixing with the chlorine from the sodium chloride. And also the bubbles that are coming off is hydrogen and oxygen bubbling off as the water in the mixture is decomposing into its original elements of both hydrogen and oxygen, which means you're going to want to do this in a room. You're not going to want to do this for too long in a closed space, because if you were to light a lighter and there was enough of this stuff, which there probably wouldn't be because it would probably escape, there would be a big explosion and you would blow up, so that's not great. I said that it was going to turn green. It looks like it's already gone from the green stage into the orange stage. Unfortunately, I'm not actually sure what is exactly causing it to go orange instead of green. It might be something to do with the salt containing iodine, or possibly just impurities in the water as well. I can already hear it bubbling. I'm going to stop it now because it's already turned orange and we have a significant amount. And what's also very shocking is the blue and yellow wires were the ones that I put in. So the yellow wire has this horrible black coating, and the blue wire has completely been disintegrated and absorbed by the solution that we've created here. So this will use up copper electrodes, and you're going to have to be constantly replacing one side of the copper electrode. And now we have this lovely forbidden orange juice that you would definitely not want to drink because it would probably kill you. So yeah. Also, this hasn't been running for that long, so it's not really that warm. But if you're using a decent power supply that, 36 volts or up or so, and the amperage is decent, then you are going to run into the problem at some point, if you leave it going for too long, of the water actually heating up, and it will get to the point where the water boils. I have done this before. I left it unattended for a while and the water started to boil and it got very, very hot. it was hot enough to burn you to the touch. But that's how you make some forbidden orange juice with chemistry. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.